Hey everybody, how's it going? Lewin here at GarageBand and Beyond. Welcome back to episode 2 of Guitar Week. Today I'm going to try to be really quick because I felt like my Strat video was a little long. But yeah, what I wanted to talk about today was my two of my favorite guitars that I own actually. And I found them both in the garbage. And so the first one, the one that I was just playing there, is this guy, and check this out. I found this in the garbage. I can tell you the story really quickly. I had gone over to a friend's house, and it was somebody I didn't really know that well at the time. And I went over to her house, and she was in the process of moving. And in the front yard, there was this huge pile of moving garbage out of, from the house. And I could see pretty much like this much of the guitar, just this little corner. And I was standing there, listening to the people talk and wasn't that interested in that. And I could see this guitar in the pile of garbage. So I asked her and I said, hey, is that a guitar in the garbage? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, whoa. So I went over and I, removed the stuff and I pulled it out. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. The headstock, this part right here, was actually broken off and was inside the body. And so I didn't even know. Like, I pulled it out and I could see that it didn't have its headstock. And I was like, oh, that's obviously a big problem. I could tell it was inside, but I knew instantly that it was a Martin because I'm a Martin guy and I actually have another one. So I asked her, I was like, hey, can I have it? And she was like, yeah, you take it. It was my old roommates and they left it because they owed us some rent money. And then the guitar got broken. I don't know anything about guitars. I'm just throwing it away, blah, blah, blah. So, but I took it. You can see here, right in there, I had a luthier friend of mine glue it back together, and I said, listen, do the cheapest possible job you can do. He charged me $20 to glue the headstock back on, and that's the only thing that's ever been done to the guitar. He glued this back on. The break was really nice and relatively clean, all things considered. You can see how it broke around there, but he put it on for $20. We strung it up, and it has been one of my favorite guitars of all time. It's a Martin D28. This is the one that has the X bracing, but it's not scalloped. It's the model below the HD28, which is the other Martin that I have. But by no means is it a inferior guitar. It is a beautiful guitar. This guitar is really nicely balanced. All D28s. I'm a big fan of the D28. It's great for bluegrass, great for country. It's got tons of punch. It has a lot of nice tight low end, but not like an HD28 where that one's more folky. It's good for finger picking and stuff. This is a great guitar for sitting around and playing with your friends. The D28 by Martin is a standard. This is a classic guitar, and I got mine for free. This one's from 1987. So, it pays to dig through the garbage because in my life, I'll tell you, I have seen a total of 5 guitars in the garbage. And the last time I was in London and I saw a Takamine in the garbage, and I pulled it out and I gave it to somebody because I was in London on tour and I didn't really need another guitar to deal with shipping and all that. So I gave it to a friend, and he plays that guitar all the time now. Anyway, this other one, this is my other garbage guitar, and actually you can hear that it's got a slight input issue right now. This is a Godin, and I had never really had any experience. You can hear the input. This is not a great thing. But anyway, the guitar is beautiful. I love this guitar. This is also another garbage guitar. The story behind it is actually, Marty Schwartz and I used to work at a guitar shop in Santa Fe, New Mexico called The Candyman. And there was another employee there. His name was Ben. And I'll leave his last name out of it. But Ben has worked there for years and years and years. And he kind of brought this guitar in on a bad trade. Basically, he traded, somebody wanted to get rid of this guitar. And so they traded it in and they took a new guitar. Ben gave him a lot of money for this guitar, probably more than it was worth at the time. And then within a few days, a couple things happened to it. Primarily, the neck bowed and became unplayable. And then the body got a huge crack in it. And the manager at the time, at the time now is the owner, Randy, he, in full rage was like, oh, Ben, you're such an idiot. Why'd you take this junky guitar in on trade, da-da-da? And he took it and he put it in its case and he threw it in the dumpster. And he actually turned around and told me, and I think Marty was actually there too, and was saying, don't you dare go out to the dumpster and grab that guitar. So, of course, you know, as soon as Randy turned his back or went up to his office or whatever it was, I ran out the door and grabbed the guitar. And all I had to do was put a new neck on it, and the neck cost me like $75. And this is a great guitar. I have it plugged into my my little micro cue back there. So, you know, it's not the best sounding amplifier by any means, but I can play that, you know, it's good for getting that Dave Matthews tone. Right? So yeah, this is a really nice thing. It has an LR Baggs preamp in it. I've actually replaced it one time, the original one, after a few years. I mean, keep in mind, I got this guitar out of a dumpster like 12 years ago. So I've had to replace the preamp one time. That cost me another $100. But all things said and done, I'm into this guitar for about $175. And they go for around $1,200 brand new. I love this Godin guitar. It's really thin, as you can see, and it gives you the full electric acoustic sound. And the way it is able to do that without having like a normal acoustic guitar body is right here under this bridge. There's a block of wood, and then in that block of wood there are what they call tone bars, and they're actually like metal tines. They're you know, of varying lengths. Some of them are like this, some of them are like this, and basically they vibrate and create, you know, an acoustic effect. The nice thing about not, you know, using that technique instead of having a full-bodied electric acoustic is that you can use effects. So I can distort this, I can use wah pedals with it, I can, you know, delays, all that kind of stuff. I can do it with this guitar, and it will never feed back. Well, I shouldn't say never. You could possibly make it feed back, but it is pretty challenging. Yeah, this is a great, you know, Godin. I highly recommend these for electric acoustics if you're looking for something that, you know, looks cool and performs great, sounds great. Really, this is my favorite electric acoustic guitar. The way it sounds is by far superior to things like Takamines or even Taylors or even like a Martin plugged in. They just don't, they're thin sounding. And this, the last thing this thing is thin sounding. It has tons of output, and just a great guitar. So anyway, so that's my guitar video for the day. Those are my two garbage guitars. Just, you know, keep your eyes open when you see, you know, springtime rolling around and people have piles of junk sitting in front of their houses. You know, take a look. You find some. I found lots of cool things in people's old piles of garbage. So it's a funny thing, and my friends make fun of me for it. But hey, I've gotten a bunch of really good stuff out of there. So screw them all. Anyway, that's it. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. All right, later.